Most realtors who are failing on YouTube are not failing because they're lazy. They're failing because they're making the same mistakes over and over. And nobody has clearly told them what those mistakes actually are. I have spent a significant amount of time looking through realtor YouTube channels. What separates the ones that generate real relocation business from the ones that just sit there collecting dust. And the patterns aren't complicated. They're just not talked about honestly. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the biggest mistakes realtors are making on YouTube, not a vague list of tips, an actual breakdown of what's going on, why it costs you, and what to do instead. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your channel is broken, and that clarity alone will save you months of wasted effort. Here is how we're going to do this. First, I'll cover the strategic mistakes, then the content mistakes, and then the execution mistakes. Each one builds on the last. The first category of mistakes happen before you ever hit record. Most realtors approach YouTube like it's a broadcasting platform. You post a video, you hope someone sees it, and hopefully they call you. That's not a strategy. That is wishful thinking dressed up as a content plan. Here's the problem with that thinking. YouTube is a search engine. People come to it with specific questions and specific problems. If your content is not built around what your target audience is already searching for, it doesn't matter how good your videos look. Nobody is going to find them. The mistake is treating YouTube like social media, because it's not. Social media is about interrupting people. YouTube is about meeting people where they are. That is the distinction that changes everything about what you do and what you post. The second strategic mistake is building a channel aimed at everyone. If your content could apply to a buyer anywhere, it applies to nobody in particular. Realtors who generate relocation leads consistently are not making general market commentary. They're making content specifically designed for people who are researching to move to their city or region. Think about what a relocation buyer actually does. They open YouTube and they search for things like, what is the cost of living in this city? Or is this neighborhood a good area to raise a family? If your channel answers those questions clearly and specifically, you are in the conversation. If your channel is posting about interest rates and home buying tips that apply to anyone in America, you are invisible to the exact person that you're trying to reach. And the reframe here is very simple. A smaller, more targeted audience is worth more than a larger, less targeted one. 5 relocation buyers watching your content are worth more than 500 random viewers who will never call you. So once the strategy is broken, the content follows it right off the cliff. The most common content mistake realtors make is leading with information instead of trust. They post market updates, they explain mortgage rates, they walk through the home buying process, and none of that on its own is wrong, but it's not what converts a stranger into a lead. A relocation buyer is not looking for the most informed agent. They're looking for the agent that they can feel more comfortable with. They need to believe that you know their target area deeply, that you are going to be honest with them, and that you're actually on their side. That kind of trust doesn't come from a market update. It comes from content that makes the viewer feel understood. And this is where most channels start to fall apart. They produce the content that demonstrates knowledge, but not connection. Information without trust is forgettable, and forgettable content does not generate leads. The second constant mistake is confusing views with value. Agents celebrate videos that get a few thousand views when those views are coming from locals who never move, or other realtors that are curious about their content, or just random traffic that has nothing to do with relocation. High views with the wrong audience is a vanity metric, not a business result. The question is not how many people watched, the question is who watched, and whether they are the type of person who would realistically reach out to you about a move. A channel with 200 views from serious relocation prospects is more valuable than a channel with 20,000 views from the wrong audience. The third content mistake is making videos that don't have a clear point. Every video needs a specific problem that it solves, or a specific belief that it challenges. A video that is generally useful but strategically vague will not be remembered, shared, or acted on. Before filming anything, you have to ask yourself, what does this video change for the viewer? If the answer is nothing in particular, the video probably shouldn't exist. So here is where agents who actually have a decent strategy still break down. The biggest execution mistake is inconsistency caused by a broken workflow. Most agents who quit YouTube, they don't quit because they lost motivation. They quit because the process of making videos became too complicated, took too much time, and to sustain that alongside a real estate business, it's pretty nuts. This is not a discipline problem, it's a systems problem. So if every video feels like you're starting from scratch, you're figuring out a topic, you have to script it, you're filming it, you're editing it, you're gonna get burnt out. And that's not a character flaw, that's just too much friction. The fix is a repeatable weekly workflow, not a complicated production system. A simple, low friction process that lets you film consistently without the whole thing taking over your schedule. Batching topics in advance, using a consistent structure for your videos, and keeping production simple are all part of that. The second execution mistake is overproducing early on. Realtors spend weeks on camera, setups, intros, graphics, branding before they ever post 1 or 10 videos. And that's kind of backwards. Clean audio and clear delivery do matter. A cinematic intro does not. If you wait until everything looks perfect before you start, you are using production as a reason to delay. Hey, I'm on vacation. This isn't my normal studio setup, but we're here, we're doing content. And again, that delay is costing you months of compounding content that could already be building trust with the right people. The third execution mistake is quitting too early. Most real estate YouTube channels that eventually succeed are built on a body of work that the creator almost abandoned before they started gaining traction. YouTube takes time to index, time to recommend your content, and time for an audience to build around it. There are agents that stop after 10 or 15 videos because they're not seeing the results yet, and they're stopping right before the curve starts to move. If your strategy is right and your content is solving real problems for the right audience, stopping is the worst thing you can do. Staying consistent for 6 to 12 months with a focused strategy will almost always outperform someone who posted aggressively for 3 months and gave up. If you want a simple channel audit checklist that helps you identify exactly which of these mistakes are showing up in your channel, I have one linked in the description. It's free. Click on the link and download it. It walks you through the strategy, the content, and the execution layers so you know where to focus first. Here's a version of what happens depending on what you do with this. If you keep posting without fixing the strategy, you'll stay frustrated. You'll keep making content that feels like effort, but it doesn't really convert. You will probably keep blaming motivation or the algorithm when the real issue is that the foundation is broken. If you fix the strategy first, everything downstream gets easier. You'll know what to post, you'll have a reason to stay consistent, and your content will reach the right people instead of everyone. And your channel will start feeling like an asset instead of an obligation. So don't subscribe because I've asked you to. Subscribe if what I just said made you think differently about your channel. The only thing that actually matters here is whether you can take one piece of this advice and you do something with it. Watching more videos without changing anything is just a more comfortable version of staying stuck. Pick one mistake that we covered today, fix that first. That is how this starts to work.